When we arrived in 1994, 95, there was only about 8% representation of women. In 2006 local government elections, if I'm not mistaken, we then acquired 42% representation of women. But it's not only about numbers. It's about the commitment, it's about the dedication, it's about the focus. In that when you do service delivery, you mustn't be gender blind. You need to think that the majority of people who are poor are women, and therefore you must be biased towards women. When I was the Speaker of Council, I had an opportunity to organize the women councillors themselves into a women's caucus. Building alliances of women in the work that we do is critical. If you don't do that, you won't achieve women's emancipation. We worked with Gender Links, one of the non-governmental organizations. They taught us as women, on how to advocate issues of gender equality and women empowerment. We got many women really to be conscientized and to, when they do their work, really to focus on women empowerment and gender equality. So it was very, very exciting. But at the same time, there were men who were threatened, and they resisted the work of the Women's Caucus by saying in meetings that why is there a need to have a different forum of women? And we had to argue with them that, look, we know that you are also interested, but there are things that we have to debate as women. And also the fact that before we go to council, we really need to assist one another on issues, on how to debate issues in council. Part of the work that we did in local government, in community development in particular, was about women's projects, women development projects, especially focusing on women who are unemployed. So we've supported them as government. There was a fund to assist these projects, community projects, and they also benefited from these funds. But it's also not about money. It's not about funding. It's about support, it's about skills, it's about knowledge. So we instilled and inculcated a culture of taking control of your life through economic empowerment, so that when they are abused, when they are violated, etc., they don't have to stay in that marriage. They have to go elsewhere and be able to feed themselves, to clothe themselves, to feed their children, to educate their children. Feminism is one of the viable strategies for emancipation of women in South Africa, because it's not always about water, electricity, sanitation, houses, etc., but it's also about the mindset of how people in society think about relations between men and women, boys and girls. I am a feminist if it's about the rights for women in this country, in society, if it's about fighting patriarchy in society, if it's about indeed ensuring that men and women in this country are free. I will remain a feminist as long as the power relations between men and women in this country are not equal. Yes, we have a constitution that espouses gender equality, women empowerment, but it's not only about the constitution, it's about how we translate those clauses and provisions into real life of empowering women socially and economically.